Hi, I'm Laura. Join me on TV Torture with my husband Jacob for your weekly dose of TV breakdowns, rants, and marriage therapy. You'll laugh, you'll cringe, and maybe, just maybe, you'll start questioning your own TV choices or your partner's. Don't miss it. Listen to TV Torture wherever you get your podcasts. It's the only place where the shows are torturing me and my marriage is just collateral damage.
Hey everybody, this is Ashley Arpel Steinbach, host of Locks of Laughs, work advice for me, and of course, movie torture, aka I am the queen of the Hopecast Network, or if you ask me, the queen bee. I hope you're all enjoying the amazing shows we have here on the Hopecast Network, and if you are, please don't forget to like and subscribe everywhere that you listen to or watch your podcasts.
This is the Hopecast Network, content that you actually want to listen to.
MTD on I Trained Voorhees. The untold story of the horror icons and the man behind the mask, plus why fat comedians rule. Published by the Hopecast Network. Chapter 14. Gary and the Hawaiian Shirt Chronicles. The man in Hawaiian shirts, a legend in his own right. Let me tell you about Gary. The man is a force of nature, a titan of tropical flair wrapped in a labyrinth of questionable fashion choices. Many people know him by his reputation, the guy who wears Hawaiian shirts. But to me, he's so much more. He's a crucial icon, the Michelangelo of floral patterns, and if anyone's looking for a statue in his image, let me tell you, it should absolutely be covered in hibiscus flowers and palm trees. I like to think he's single-handedly trying to make Hawaiian chic a legitimate style in Hollywood. Spoiler alert, he's failing gloriously, and that's what makes him legendary. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is dressed to the nines, and then there's Gary, draped in a shirt that could be mistaken for a beach towel, complete with flamingos. When he struts in, you can almost hear the bad 80s sitcom theme song playing silently in the background. Now, I don't want to say he's over the top, but I'm pretty sure his closet has more colors than the rainbow and possibly half a tropical fruit salad. To say he turns heads is an understatement. People might turn their heads in shock, admiration, or a mix of sheer disbelief and envy. You should never feel drab next to this human glow stick. And let's dig a little deeper into Gary's wardrobe. I once heard him brag, "I have shirts that can make the sun look boring." After spending a day with him at a barbecue, where he wore a particularly eye-catching shirt with oversized pineapples, I started to believe him. Each shirt isn't just clothing. It's a conversation starter, an icebreaker, and possibly a haunting for anyone who doesn't share the same taste in fashion. Yet, it's not merely the shirt he wears. It's the confidence he exudes while donning them. Just like Jeopardy, you can take away all the questions, but not the charisma. Gary brings the party wherever he goes, even if it's his own funeral, which, let's be honest, he'll probably show up dressed like a late-night ocean breeze. What's incredible is how he manages to defend his wardrobe choices against the overwhelming and ruthless assault of fashion critics. It's like he's standing on the front lines in battle, Hawaiian shirt spread wide like a superhero cape, declaring, "Leave my redwoods and coconuts out of this." He once told me, "Fashion is not about what you wear, it's how you wear it." I stood there bewildered, trying to figure out whether he was making a profound statement or if he just really wanted validity for that one shirt with parrots all over it. Yet as I saw him stuttering down the sidewalk, I began to think, there was something to his philosophy. Like if you pair unfiltered confidence with a floor explosion, any outfit turns into a haute couture. Gary embodies the spirit of, I don't care what you think. And that's the beauty of it, really. He forces us all to examine our own fashion choices, to reflect on the societal rules we've so carefully set for ourselves. Why are our clothing choices dedicated by judgment from the fashion police? Maybe we should all wear Hawaiian shirts and embark on our own legendary making journey. I mean, how bad could it be? Look at Gary. He's a walking billboard for the idea that comfort should never be compromised, even if you end up resembling a pina colada gone rogue. Thus, the legend of Gary continues to grow, expanding like his Hawaiian shirt collection. With every interaction and every outrageous outfit, he becomes further enshrined as the king of casual clashing. At this point, his shirts have even developed a cult following. People talk about them like they're the latest Marvel superhero, eagerly awaiting which floral beast he'll unravel next. So the next time you spy a giant, multi-floral spectacle dashing through town, don't just laugh. Stand in awe, because you're witnessing a one-of-a-kind, sun-soaked rebel, the man in Hawaiian shirts, a legend in his own right. Gary's marital adventures, the four-time groom. When it comes to marital history, Gary holds the title of the four-time groom. That's right, folks, four. In a world where most people struggle to make a relationship last a month, Gary's been on his own version of The Bachelor, only with less drama, more tropical shirts, and far too many wedding cakes. Now, this isn't some scandalous expose on relationships gone sour. No, it's more like a quirky adventure that could rival any romantic comedy. One featuring a heavy dose of Hawaiian print and misadventures that could leave you snorting with laughter. The first time Gary tied the knot, he was a youthful romantic, a dashing figure with dreams of love blooming brighter than his shirt collection. I vividly remember it because I attended the ceremony, a disaster in all the best ways. Picture this. Gary dressed in a floral suit that might have confused a few guests into thinking he was a guest at a backyard lua rather than a wedding. The bride was stunning, of course, but let's be real. Gary's outfit was truly the talk of the day. Tropical chic was far from the theme, but who are we to stop the sartorial hurricane that is Gary? After a few years, love turned sour, leaving me wonder if the tropical vibe was merely a cover up for the impending storm. You could say it was a tale as old as time, two perfectly flawed humans caught in a classic sitcom scenario. Gary's ex wife, bless her heart, tried to reason with him. Honey, you're wearing something classic, she said one fateful morning, probably while pulling her hair out in the middle of yet another mini fashion crisis. Gary, equally enamored by his trusty Hawaiian patterns, replied, But I am classic. I'm just a blast of sunshine in a dull world. Let's just say their differences eventually led to the dissolution of that union. Marriage numero uno checked off the list. Fast forward to marriage number two. A woman with a much softer sensibility who thought she couldn't tame Gary's wardrobe saga. Good luck to her. She soon learned that in Gary's world, floral shirts have loyalty, and his fascination with them could lead to some seriously comical dinner conversations. Picture them at a fancy restaurant, her dressed to the nines, while Gary matches the tablecloth in a tropical explosion of color, happily discussing the finer points of sushi while mixing up his chopsticks with beach-themed cocktail umbrellas. Commitment was again short-lived, and by the end of the relationship, she made it clear that she loved the shirt but could never really love the man behind it. Gary striked again, officially scoring a second marriage, or double chance at love, as he fondly called it. Then came the third wedding, a ceremony so surreal that it could have been scripted by a bored screenwriter. By this point, the guest knew better than to expect anything resembling conventional attire. In fact, many arrived donning their own floral prints. But really took the cake, which was, of course, also palm themed, was Gary's decision to make a grand entrance on a tandem bicycle, dressed as a tropical Hawaiian version of us at sunset. When he wheeled in, looking like the human embodiment of a cocktail party, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Not because it was emotional, mind you, but because everyone was laughing too hard to breathe. If he was looking for a lasting union, it seemed third time's a charm wasn't applicable to our dear friend. And then we arrive at his latest endeavor, marriage number 4. After joining the elite 4-time grooms club, he donned another floral creation that was a plot twist in itself, with colors that could very well blind the less fortunate. And this lovely lady thought she could actually enjoy those quirks. I had to hand it to her. She genuinely believed she could bring some normalcy into his chaotic wardrobe life. Bless her heart. It was a beautiful ceremony, complete with a few unexpected musical performances. Gary jumped up on stage, of course. Why wouldn't he? With a mic in one hand and a Mai Tai in the other, he serenaded everyone with a rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I dare you to find a better wedding highlight than that. So here we stand, on the edge of marital lore, where Gary's adventures continue to inspire us all. Love might be fickle, beast for many, but for Gary, it's been a series of misadventures, punctuated by overly festive shirts and uncontainable laughter. They say marriage is a journey, but with Gary, it feels more like a round-the-world ticket on a vibrantly patterned plane. So let's toast to Gary, our intrepid 4-time groom, who really took the phrase tropical paradise to heart, even if his marriages didn't make it through the humidity. Cheers, Gary. May your shirts forever be louder than any wedding bells. The art of Hawaiian shirt selection, patterns, and perceptions. The Hawaiian shirt, one could argue, it's more than just a piece of clothing. It's a cultural statement, a manifesto of rebellion against conformity, and perhaps on some level, a cry for help. When Gary walks out in his flamboyant attire, he's not merely wearing a shirt. He's announcing to the world, I refuse to blend into the drab, non-monochromatic society that surrounds me. Selecting a Hawaiian shirt is not a simple task. Oh no. It requires a deep understanding of patterns, perceptions, and of course, the right amount of audacity to pull it off. I can't help but marvel at Gary's ability to elevate the humble Hawaiian shirt into an art form that would make Picasso weep with envy. First, let's explore the sheer variety of patterns available. You've got the classic floral prints that scream, I just got back from vacation in Maui, and the outside crazy prints that look like someone threw a tropical fruit salad into a tie-dye machine. Gary's collection encompassed all these styles and more. There's the kitchen sink style, a delightful concoction that features every possible element of Hawaiian kitschs: pineapples, palmaria, flowers, ukuleles, and even cartoonish turtles for good measure. Wearing this shirt is like wrapping yourself in a warm hug from your most eccentric relative, a combination of comfort and bewilderment. But it doesn't stop at the patterns. Each shirt tells a story. There's one in particular that I lovingly refer to as the dreadful flamingo. When Gary dons this shirt, you can almost hear the collective sighs followed by muddled laughter from the crowd. It's a powerful piece. Pink flamingos adorning a fabric that looks like it was sourced directly from a 70s dance floor. This garment evoked both admiration and pity. How did he manage to find this? People wonder. But there's more than just shock value. It carries Gary's signature flair, a reminder of his bravado in the face of societal norms. That's the allure of the Hawaiian shirt. It can raise eyebrows while simultaneously spreading joy by offering a glimpse into the vivid world inside Gary's head. Now let's discuss perceptions. Gary has this remarkable ability to disarm people with his wardrobe choices. He strolls into even the poshest of events in his floral bombast, and within seconds everyone is put at ease. Suddenly, you're no longer feeling out of place with your boring black dress or that muted navy suit. You're forced to reconsider your choices and ask yourself, why was I trying to impress anyone anyway? The mere sight of him makes one realize that life's too short to sweat the small stuff, like not looking like a beach towel while standing precariously close to a canopy table. The art of Hawaiian shirt selection is also tied The art of the Hawaiian shirt selection is also tied to the psychology of colors. Bright colors elect happy feelings. At least that's what we're told. Gary, being the self-proclaimed expert in colorful expressions, selects shirts that invoke a strong emotional response. Every shirt is imbued with personality. Garish yellows and greens of a choice design screams, "Let's party," while a pale pastel promotes a slightly more sophisticated vibe of post beach relaxation. I liken his shirt choices to a mood ring, switching the ambience of any gathering from formal to, hey, let's play cornhole in the backyard, in one swift motion. Yet let's not ignore the dangers of wearing this delightful garments. While I fully support Gary's vibrant expressions of self, there are undeniable risks involved with the art form. First, there's being mistaken for a walking tourist trap. And second, there's the potential for a wardrobe malfunction. Picture a gorgeous summer day where Gary dons his infamous Tropical Paradise shirt, complete with a questionable neckline that could make any sailor blush. If a breeze hits just right, one might mistake him for a beach loving, harpoon wielding pirate. It's high risk, but as they say, high risk means high reward, and boy, do we get rewarded with laughter. In conclusion, the art of the Hawaiian shirt selection is a vibrant tapestry of patterns and perceptions that transcends mere clothing. It is a declaration of freedom, a celebration of individuality, and an invitation to find joy in everyday life. So if you ever find yourself questioning your wardrobe choices or wondering if life could be a little more colorful, channel your inner Gary. Trust me, life's too short for boring apparel, and I promise you, there's an intricately designed Hawaiian shirt out there just waiting to express who you really are. And who knows, you might just start a trend or two, or at the very least, get a good laugh or an awkward stare from the rest of the world while you're at it. How Gary turned heads and made friends with his wardrobe. If there's one thing Gary has mastered over the years, it's the art of turning heads and cultivating friendships through the sheer audacity of his wardrobe choices in a world where blending in seems to be the simplest way to get through life. Gary barrel rolls his way in with a loud Hawaiian shirt, announcing to everyone that he's ready to party whether they like it or not. It's a tactic that very few can pull off, but to him, it's all in a day's work. There are days when I wonder if he's secretly a superhero whose power is the ability to completely disarm any crowd with a smarmy grim and a saturated floral motif. Let's start with the head turning aspect. Walking into a room with Gary is like being launched into the front lines of a parade. It's a feast for the eye. You can almost hear the collective gasp of onlookers as they process the kaleidoscope explosion of color and pattern. You might be caught off guard at first. Is that a man or a living pinata? pina colada. You'd ponder aloud, from a safe distance, of course, because when Gary arrives, the whole place can be described as an unofficial wear your colorful patterns day, as if every boring gray suit suddenly took a coffee break. Gary's fashion mantra. Why slip in unnoticed when you can strut in like a constellation on a summer night? This philosophy has undoubtedly laid the foundation for memorable entrances aplenty. What's even more remarkable is how quickly those initial surprises morph into smiles. It's baffling, but delightful. Is he for real? They murmur, eyes lighting up as they appreciate the sheer audacity of it all. You see, while most people diligently trend the worn path of conventionality, Gary obliterates the road with a floral sledgehammer. People begin to gravitate toward him like moths to a grainy, awkward flame, one that's roaring brightly enough to brighten up their mundane lives. In an impromptu standoff between dullness and vibrancy, Gary emerges victorious every single time, which makes anyone near him feel like at a carnival rather than a cocktail party. Now, once he gained the attention, it doesn't end there for Gary. With every shirt, he crafts a unique narrative. If he's wearing a shirt with plain trees and upside down pineapples, he'll spin a yarn about how he visited a remote island where they govern solely by laughter and tropical drinks. And he does this with a degree of charm that leaves people hanging on his every word, even if they know he's spinning complete fabrications. Every tale interwoven into the fabric of his clothing not only engages the crowd, but also disarms any lingering apprehension surrounding whatever awkward social environment they've stumbled into. It's pure genius. You can't help but lean in closer, wrapped in the warmth of his eccentricity. Friend making is almost just as simple for Gary. The moment he makes eye contact with someone, it's as if some kind of fabric tethered magnet pulling them in for an impromptu conversation. Like my shirt? He'll ask. And it's a rhetorical question because how could you not? Consciously or unconsciously, you're already drawn into his world of color and craziness, eager to smile and share a laughter at the absurdity of it all. And before you know it, you find yourself at the heart of the commotion, swapping tales and bonding over mutual appreciation for the ridiculousness of it all. The man has a way of rehabilitating an awkward situation into a bona fide social event without even breaking a sweat. I could swear he's part magician. Abracadabra, you got a new friend. Part of the inclination to build connection stems from the outrageous willingness to embrace the goofy side of life. Show me someone who appreciates a good Hawaiian shirt, and I'll show you a person dedicated to celebrating whimsy. When Gary lunges in his bright pattern paradise, he invites you to let your guard down. His wardrobe doesn't just transform his image, it creates an atmosphere of natural camaraderie where all pretense dissipates like morning mist. He suddenly reminds everyone around him that life must be taken seriously, except when it's time to throw on a ridiculously vibrant outfit, shown only on the body of true, lovable madmen. For Gary, turning heads and making friends through the wardrobe is not just a talent, it's an art form. It weaves together bold colors and outrageous patterns with an infectious spirit of fun, all designed to trick the world into believing that life isn't itself is a grand celebration, where every ensemble tells a wacky story waiting to be shared. So let's raise a Mai Tai in his honor and celebrate the sheer joy that comes with a life lived in a full technicolor glory. After all, it's hard to resist an invitation to join the vibrant madness when Gary's vivacious shirts are the welcome mat to his kaleidoscope kingdom. The legacy of Gary's shirts. What they mean to his friends in the fashion world. When you think of the legacy of Gary's shirts, it's essential to recognize that these garments are more than mere articles of clothing. They encapsulate a philosophy of life, vibrancy, self expression, and hearty laugh that can shake the very foundations of the fashion world, in a world that all too often leans toward monetary. Gary's flamboyant wardrobe serves as a colorful antidote. His shirts are a canopy of patterns and hues, and their legacy reverberates through the lives of his friends, inserting warmth and exuberance into the otherwise dull corridors of existence. Let's take a moment to explore the layers of meaning behind Gary's shirts. To his friends, he embodies the spirit of adventure and spontaneity. When we gather, the ice tends to shatter faster than a piñata at a child's birthday party. Wherever Gary strolls and wearing something that looks like it was designed by cartoonishly optimistic parrots. Each shirt he sports acts as a catalyst for gathering, igniting conversation that weaves stories about our shared dreams and aspirations. How can one possibly remain morose when faced with a man who looks like he just stepped off a cruise ship headed for paradise? In Gary's presence, joy is practically palpable, vibrating through the air like the notes of a tropical drink shaking up in a cocktail shaker. His shirts carry the collective memory of those genuine laughs, belly aching moments, and wild evenings filled with impromptu dance offs. And let's not forget the sheer absurdity that comes with each of his shirts. Every time Gary steps out in one of his creations, we can be sure it will spawn a flood of inside jokes and quips that solidify our friendship even further. Those loud, eye catching numbers carry the power to turn any mundane gathering into a festival of laughter. Imagine discussing your day at work, only to be interrupted suddenly by Gary's bright blue shirt that bears a graphic of smiling coconut. Well, at least I'm not the wackiest thing in the room, becomes a familiar refrain invoking laughter. Like clockwork, while silently silencing all scoffs from the conventional dressers. These shared moments weave together the fabric of camaraderie, creating a lasting legacy of friendship built around spontaneity and silliness. Now, let's take a glimmering look at the grander implications for the fashion world at large. Gary's choices may raise eyebrows, but they also function as a rally cry for the underappreciated joys of self indulgence. In the age of curated looks and stylistic boundaries, Gary unapologetically rejects the drabness of fast fashion and the pressure to conform. His wardrobe serves as a gentle reminder that fashion should be playful rather than restrictive, inviting a celebratory spirit that many seem to have forgotten in their quest for trendiness. And as he struts through both elite soirees, and casual get togethers in his Hawaiian finery, it ignites a quiet revolution of people embracing, even if only for a moment, the sheer audacity of wearing what genuinely brings them joy. With each shirt he wears, Gary sends shockwaves of color through the fashion community. Even if the critics scorn his choices, there's no escaping the impact. Dare I say it's a movement. Cotton threads woven with color have the audacity to commandeer a dull event and shift the energy simply through their presence. Imagine the absence of Gary's attire at a party. There'd be less laughter, fewer moments of connection, and the atmosphere would languish in the tragic void left by a failing standard of proper fashion. His shirts are, in essence, liberating forces that both confound and inspire, forcing the fashion world at large to reevaluate the rigid expectations. Moreover, Gary stays true to the adage, it's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. His sheer confidence in the outrageous bolsters his shirt's legacy. Imagine walking the catwalk of life dressed as a slice of pizza adorned with flamingos for toppings. The question is no longer about fit or style, it's about owning the audacity of it all. Those choices aren't just clothes, they're expressions of character. a joie de vivre that dares others to dismantle their own rigid ideas surrounding the design. And what's better than inspiring others to chase joy in divergence? In the end, the legacy of Gary's shirt is an eloquent testament to embracing individuality, injecting joy into life, and coupling societal expectations like a napkin wiped clean after a meal worth savoring. Whether it's through his friends' laughter or the lessons he imparts to the shocked spectators of the fashion realm, his shirts remain a vibrant reminder. Life is too short to wear beige. So let's celebrate that legacy, one bright Hawaiian print at a time, as we stand united in the colorful chaos that embodies Gary's extraordinary journey through a world laden with monotony. The Hopecast Network has reached out to MTD for further questioning on the events that he has written. His whereabouts are unknown at this time.